Do you remember that Carlsberg Export advert? So good the Danes hate to see it leave. This is the Japanese car equivalent of Carlsberg Export, except that the Japanese love it so much that they never let it leave. So what the heck is it? Because I've never seen one of these on the roads of the UK, and that's because they never sold them here. It's the Toyota Crown Majesta, which is the absolute top of the line Toyota Crown, which again is a name we've never seen in the UK, but in Japan it carries serious weight. Very uniquely Japanese, based on the Lexus GS, and obviously going up against cars like maybe the E-Class and the 5 Series, but not really. It's a very unique car designed for Japanese executives, government officials, maybe the police even. It's a super unique experience, at least in this country, in the UK. I'm not quite sure what to make of the looks of it. I mean, there's something very modern Mercedes about this section here. Merc have only been doing that kind of design since maybe 2015, and this car is 10 years older than that. And then it's kind of got a very Toyota Avensis-y kind of look to it. It's definitely with all these little chrome flourishes on the sort of luxury end, you know, what the Japanese see as luxury. Auto unlocking doors, keyless entry, and you can do that from any door. So the back passenger can lock the car, unlock the car. Ugh. It's very nice in here. It's somewhere in the sort of Lexus category of quality and materials. Although we have got some cracks on the dashboard here, which apparently upset the Japanese no end. Quite a common issue that you get with this car. With it being a Japanese import, is festooned with Japanese writing, and it's almost impossible to tell what anything does. So that Japanese woman's voice was actually to switch on the smart toll road card system. You slot the card in there, and then you can obviously use the Japanese toll road system. And she was just reminding you to do it, apparently. You've got up here an ionizing system, cleans the air with ions, and that is something now you get in modern cars like Teslas and stuff. The other thing that we've got is the little cornering position telescopic pole with a little light on the end of it, which, although it didn't come as standard with this car, it's a very common feature that the Japanese put on their cars aftermarket, and it's so that you can see where the front left corner of the car is when you're parking. Really, really cool thing. So bearing in mind this car came out in 2004 and they sold it through until 2009. It has got this touchscreen system here, which was very advanced for its day. Obviously everything's in Japanese, so you kind of have no idea what's going on. I've got audio here on the left, then as I switch through, I don't even know what that is. We've got like a sort of home menu here with like settings for the car. You've got your FM radio. You've got sat-nav, which thinks we're in the ocean at the moment, I think. Somewhere halfway between Japan and Europe, possibly. Oh, it's just so cool. It's so Japanese. But yeah, you'd have to spend hours and hours figuring out what all this stuff does, I think. The Crown Majesta is the kind of car that the Japanese would be being chauffeured around in, and it's very much the case with this car that the back seat is quite unique and interesting. So we're going to pass it over to backseat JJ. Oh, hiya, pal. Oh, what a car. This is pretty cool. Now I've got a whole central like command console down here with controls for the seats. Oh, that's good. Not many cars have got this feature. Now I've got it like laid back, I think I'll put the rear sunshade up. Shade here as well. There we go. Oh, I've got a rear AC purifier. You don't want the driver to be in control of things like the radio and stuff, you know. You want to be doing that because it's all about my experience and not JJ's. And then there's vents up here as well, which I just felt blasting me with air, which is nice. Yeah, I've got a little fridge and I can keep my little bottles of Asahi cool in there. And with this being a Japanese imported car and the fastidiousness of many of the Japanese, we do have all of the amazing reports. Every little check that they've done, all the little diagrams of what they need to do to check the handbrake mechanism, and we've got the gearbox there and suspension, and I've got these big grab handles here. It's not the kind of car that you're going to be doing this in, but there they are. Maybe it's to sort of help you get in and out. And speaking of getting in and out, the door opens to like full on 90 degrees. So obviously it's for the comfort of the executive or the government official getting in and out, but you know, be a good family car as well, wouldn't it? Oh, you hold that, will you, mate? Oh, all right, mate, yeah. So I'll just power it up. We've got the key here, which goes in this slot on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, although it doesn't have to. Steering wheel comes out to you, of course. Under the bonnet is the 4.3 litre V8, which you find in all of the different Lexus models of this era, like the LS, the SC, the Sora, and the GS 430 as well. Whack it into drive, 6-speed, automatic, of course, into drive, and away we go. I've always wondered with the Crown Majesta name. It's kind of a strange name, isn't it? The Japanese like coming up with weird words like that, but it's quite majestic in the way it drives along, so it does suit it. Obviously it's got air suspension, it's very smooth and refined car. Then we accelerate away with that 4.3 litre V8, and it's got a decent amount of power. You know, it's 290 horsepower, it's very smooth. You can only just about hear that V8 rumble in the background. It's very quiet. Oh yeah, it's funny because it doesn't really make that much sense to have that much power in a car like this. You know, it's got almost 300 horsepower, and the suspension, which is air suspension, is very smooth. It's not quite set up right for European, UK roads. It's more for glassy, smooth Japanese roads. So it kind of like does a little bit of undulating kind of boat-like behaviour, but it is very smooth, and it's a really nice car to drive. It's got very light steering, and you can just cruise along in it. And then once you obviously get up to higher speeds, like 70 miles an hour, it smooths out even more, and then it's a really relaxing car to cover long distance in. The suspension you can set into sport mode, which kind of firms it up a bit. Now, I'm not really sure there's too much point to doing that. It's going to help the cornering a little bit, but this car is not about that. As I say, the steering is very light and has, you know, zero feel or feedback or whatever to it, which what you'd expect. It's not really fair to judge this car based on that, but you know, it does have a sport mode, so you can set the gearbox into power mode as well, and power mode just makes it a little bit more sensitive. If you put your foot down, it changes down almost straight away and gives you a little bit more power. And then the suspension you can raise up into higher mode, raises the suspension by about an inch. And along with the four-wheel drive that this car has, now some of them were rear-wheel drive, but this particular Majesta is four-wheel drive. Make quite a good winter car in the UK. You've got four-wheel drive, this car's got winter tyres on it, with that suspension raised up. You're not exactly going to go green laning with it, but it wouldn't be too bad off-road. Anyway, I'm going to change this back into smoother, normal mode, because that sports mode, it just makes the ride a bit worse. It's getting a bit warm in here. Oh, are you messing with the temperature in the back there? So set it to 32 degrees. No, I'm going to turn that back down, you cheeky git. And of course, with it being a Toyota and / Lexus, it's a very well-built car. It's very reliable, and all the parts. There's nothing particularly unique to this car apart from the body panels. You know, with all the parts and stuff, they're for either a Lexus or a Toyota. Now, sometimes they're really expensive randomly. Other times they're not, you know, and it just look at the draw. So if something does go wrong with this car, it's a case of like, well, fingers crossed it's nothing too expensive. I think what I really like about cars like this is that it feels like you've brought a piece of Japan here to the UK. It's very unique. You never see them on the roads. And for me, that's always, you know, if a car is unique and special feeling, then it's a car for me. I love it. It's so nice. If you want to see a video on another kind of quite unusual luxury Japanese car that, although they did sell it in the UK, there weren't that many of them, and it's quite rare, you don't see them, the Honda Legend, then click up there. And yeah, cheers, bye.